Interleaved learning is the concept of mixing together learnings, i.e. not cramming home class 1, then cramming home class 2, then cramming home class 3. This is bringing an element of class 1, then class 2, then class 1 again, then class 3, mixing and matching the knowledge in order to create better retention. When you're trying to teach someone something, it's not just about the speed that they take things in for the first time, but it's reducing the rate at which they forget what they have learned. In one remarkable study, students were asked to solve the volumes of 4 obscure shapes. The first group were given one shape, test, 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 then the second shape, test, 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 then the third and the second group had to do all of these tests mixed together. The first shape, then the third shape, then the first shape, then the second shape, and so on. Once the initial testing phase was done, the scores were tallied, and as you could imagine, those who crammed Group 1 scored almost 100%, whereas those who conducted the interleaved learning, i.e. mixed them all together, scored something like 75%. One day later, another test was administered. 4 questions calculating the volume of each of the 4 shapes. The first group, the ones that crammed, scored 38%. In one day, their scores had dropped from nearly 100% to 38%. The second group, the one which conducted interleaved learning, scored 77%. So you see that interleaved learning, before the gap was made, scored 81%, whereas the crammers scored nearly 100%. But that didn't matter because the interleaved class, they retained that knowledge, whereas the cramming class did not. And think to yourself, if that is the case, what kind of training do I want to do? Do I want to do a training where people look smart from the beginning and then forget everything a day later? Or do I want my team to actually learn what I'm teaching them? And if that is the case, you need to interleave your topics.